No one expected a simple interview to turn the entire Jamie Dornan Dakota Johnson fandom upside down. Jamie had done hundreds of interviews in his career, most of them predictable, comfortable, almost scripted. But this time was different. This time, a single moment, barely 3 seconds long, was enough to send millions into a frenzy. And it all happened the instant the host mentioned Dakota Johnson's name. Jamie's reaction wasn't dramatic. It wasn't loud or obvious. It was subtle. The kind of subtle that reveals far more than it hides. His smile softened, his eyes shifted with an unmistakable warmth, and for a brief moment, he looked away as if caught off guard. Fans noticed immediately. TikTok noticed. Twitter noticed. The clip went viral before the interview even finished airing. Analysis videos flooded the internet. People slowed the frame rate, zoomed in on his expression, replayed the micro-movements in his face. "Look at the way he exhales when he hears her name," one user commented. Another wrote, "You can't fake that kind of softness." A third added, "He remembers something. He felt something." Suddenly, everyone became a body language expert. What made the moment even more suspicious was how Jamie's voice changed afterward. The host casually asked about collaborations, friendships, and former co-stars. When Dakota came up, his tone dropped, gentler, quieter, filled with an emotional texture fans couldn't ignore. "Dakota," he repeated, almost under his breath, before the host moved on. That tiny whisper became the soundtrack of 1,000 fan edits. The internet immediately started digging up the archives. Old behind-the-scenes videos from 50 Shades resurfaced, Jamie laughing with Dakota, Dakota fixing his hair, the two of them sharing quiet smiles between takes. Clips that once seemed innocent now looked like evidence. Fans argued he was never acting in those moments. They claimed the connection had always been real. One viral thread read, "Jamie looked at Dakota the way Christian looked at Anna, but gentler." That wasn't Christian. That was Jamie. Another said, "He always protected Dakota, always watched her with this softness, and he still does." Whether exaggerated or not, the narrative spread like wildfire. Every interaction from the past was suddenly reinterpreted through a new emotional lens. And then came the rumor that pushed everything into scandal territory. A blogger with a reputation for stirring drama claimed that Jamie had tried to talk about Dakota during the interview, but the studio cut it out. The blogger wrote, "He opened up more than he should have, and the producers removed it to avoid controversy." No proof, no source, but the internet didn't care. It fed the fire. Within hours, tabloids published clickbait headlines like, "Jamie Dornan's hidden feelings for Dakota Johnson exposed." Edited footage sparks speculation. Fans on both sides, those who shipped them and those who fiercely defended Jamie's marriage, went to war in the comment sections. One side claimed this was the ultimate sign he had loved Dakota for years. The other accused tabloids of twisting harmless interactions to create chaos. The drama was relentless. But the moment that truly set the stage for the explosion happened when Jamie was invited to another talk show just days later. Fans watched live, waiting, analyzing, anticipating. They wanted answers. They wanted the truth, whatever it was. And the host, sensing the global buzz, didn't shy away. She looked Jamie directly in the eye and asked, "You and Dakota shared something very unique on screen. How would you describe your connection with her, beyond the films?" The audience fell silent. People watching from home leaned closer. Social media pages raced to start screen recording. Jamie inhaled deeply, his expression shifting into something serious, reflective, almost emotional. For a moment, it looked like he was debating whether he should answer truthfully, or play it safe. He rubbed his hands together and let out a quiet, conflicted laugh. "Dakota and I," he began, before pausing again. That pause lasted just under 2 seconds, but it was enough to send shockwaves through the internet. His eyes softened with something fans instantly recognized. Everyone held their breath. Jamie looked up, meeting the host's gaze with a mixture of honesty and vulnerability. And as he prepared to speak, it became clear that whatever he was about to say wouldn't be the usual rehearsed Hollywood answer. This felt different. This felt real. This felt like the moment he would finally reveal the truth fans had waited nearly a decade to hear. And with that, the world braced for the confession that was about to break the internet. Jamie's second attempt at answering the question began with a breath that felt heavier than the room could hold. He didn't look like an actor giving a polished interview anymore. He looked like a man wrestling with something he'd carried for years. Dakota and I, he repeated, this time slower, more intentional. His voice dropped, the usual media-trained confidence melting into something rawer. And for a moment, even he seemed surprised by the emotion rising in his tone. You know, he continued, eyes drifting away as memories pulled him backward, what we shared on those films, it wasn't ordinary. The audience leaned in. People think it was all acting. That chemistry like that can just be created. But the truth is, some connections just happen. You don't plan them. You don't force them. They just exist. His voice cracked slightly at the end, subtle but unmistakable. Fans watching the livestream exploded. Comments poured across the screen at lightning speed. He's admitting it, one viewer wrote. This is the Jamie we've never seen before, another added. People clipped the moment instantly, uploading it to every social platform imaginable. Even the host looked momentarily stunned. Jamie exhaled again, as if releasing a truth he never intended to confess publicly. Dakota is someone I trust more than almost anyone, he said. We went through intense scenes, intense emotions, and that kind of experience leaves a mark. A permanent one. His eyes softened, filling with quiet warmth. She understood me in ways no one else really could during that time. He didn't smile. He didn't flirt. He spoke with a tenderness that felt almost sacred. Then came the line that detonated the fandom. I care very deeply for her, Jamie said plainly. I always have. The room gasped. The host's eyebrows shot up. Online viewers lost their minds in real time. It wasn't a romantic declaration, but it wasn't neutral either. It was the kind of admission that left everything open, everything possible, everything simmering beneath the surface. And Jamie wasn't done. There were moments on set, he added, looking down with a nostalgic half-smile, when the world felt very small. Just me and her. Everything else disappeared. It was easy to forget there were cameras. Easy to forget we were supposed to be acting. He shook his head lightly, reliving something private. Those moments stay with you. Some fans cried in the comments. Others screamed into their phones. The clip was already spreading worldwide before he even finished his next sentence. But life is complicated, he said quietly. We had our own lives, our own relationships, our own paths. His expression shifted into something bittersweet. Feeling something doesn't always mean acting on it. And sometimes the strongest connections are the ones you carry with you, silently, respectfully, without ever crossing the line. It was honest, painfully honest. The host, sensing the emotional weight of the moment, asked gently, do you think Dakota knows how you feel? Jamie laughed softly, a small, vulnerable sound. Oh, she knows, he replied. We've talked about it, not in a dramatic, movie-like way. Just, as two people who went through something very unique together. He paused, then added with striking sincerity, there's a part of me that will always care for her in a way that's hard to explain. By this point, millions of fans were already stitching the moment, analyzing every word. Some were elated, some were heartbroken, some insisted Jamie had just confirmed what they always believed. Others said he had crossed a line emotionally. The internet was chaos. But things grew even wilder when Dakota Johnson responded the next day. During her own interview, she was asked if she had seen Jamie's comments. Dakota smiled instantly, a slow, knowing smile that set the world on fire. Yes, she said softly. I saw. The interviewer asked what she thought about his emotional confession. Dakota's answer was simple, but devastatingly powerful. Jamie is someone I care about deeply, too, she said. And that will always be true. Fans screamed. Comment sections exploded. TikTok went nuclear. The two responses felt like puzzle pieces clicking into place. Neither said the word love. Neither crossed any explicit boundaries. But the mutual affection was undeniable. As for Jamie, he closed his interview with one final line that left everyone breathless. "Some connections don't fade," he said. "They just stay with you." And just like that, the world understood why fans had always sensed something between them, something deeper, quieter, more enduring than anything written in a script. The drama wasn't about scandal anymore. It was about truth. A truth Jamie Dornan finally admitted out loud. A truth Dakota quietly echoed. And now, fans are left wondering one thing. If the feelings have lasted this long, what happens next?